Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Xelu. I'm like a weeb, but for everything. If at any point in your life you've been playing a video game publicly and someone comes up to you and asks you, what are you playing? And your answer was Pokemon, I'm gonna bet that 9 times out of 10, their reply was, isn't Pokemon for kids? And the answer to that is no. Okay? No. You know what? Let's start with this. Let's start with the most obvious concept. Just because something is made for children does not mean that it's only for children. I think we all understand that. That being said, Pokemon is clearly marketed towards younger children, but they understand that a lot of people who grew up with Pokemon are in their 20s and are still playing it. And there are even people who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s. People of all ages really do play Pokemon, and they know it. It's the reason why Pokemon has all these more obscure apps and games coming out now. It's because they know that there's literally a market everywhere for Pokemon. But here's what most people who don't play Pokemon see. They see, oh, my little cousin plays Pokemon. Oh, I remember Pokemon when I was a kid. Oh, I remember that Pokemon cartoon. But enough about why Pokemon seems like it's for children, and let's talk about why it really is not. And for the purposes of this video, I'm really gonna focus on the main series of Pokemon games, not like the anime, not, Pokemon Go or any other like odd accessory games. I'm really just talking about the main ones where you're a Pokemon trainer, you go on an adventure, you catch Pokemon, you battle, and that's the main game. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. Let's compare the Pokemon games to something that pretty much everybody understands. Chess. Your great-grandparents probably knew what chess was. Chess has been around a really long time. It's like fully accredited to be like a really good strategy game. It's considered mature to play it. Like, you're not going to be looked at as a little kid for playing chess. Chess is definitely a game that you can give to a child and they'll understand how to play it. But chess has layers to it, right? If you are only at a certain level of skill, you'll only ever see chess. But to some people who really dedicate their time, and frankly, some people really dedicate their lives to chess, those people reach a level of skill that allow them to see this game as something totally different than what you and I see. And that is exactly what is going on with Pokemon. Pokemon is a very easy concept to understand. In fact, I was probably about 3 or 4 when I got my first video game ever, and it was Pokemon Yellow, and I beat that game. It's really not hard to understand. You catch Pokemon, you trade, you battle. That's really all Pokemon is on a really basic level. But there are layers to it. But say you've been playing Pokemon for a couple of years and you start making other friends who play Pokemon too, and you're both, pretty competent at it, but you're just tired of losing to this one kid at school, or, this one friend that you got, and you start looking up like, how to get better. You might come across some information on the internet, or maybe from another friend that you know, that states that no 2 Pokemon are the same. And you go, what? Like, a Pikachu's a Pikachu, what do you mean? No. Say you go into a grass patch and you find a Pikachu. You catch that Pikachu. You go ahead and proceed to catch another Pikachu. Those 2 Pikachu are different automatically. I mean, there is a chance that you can get 2 identical Pikachu, but it's astronomical. You will be there for months trying to find 2 Pikachu that are exactly the same. It's crazy. Now, why this is because all Pokemon in the game have something called an individual value. There are 6 stats in the game. There's health points, attack, defense, special attack, and speed. I'm not gonna go too crazy into this, I promise. But for each of those stats, there's a number between like 0 and 31. And for each of those stats, that number will differ. And what that means is, for example, you might have a Pikachu with 31 on attack, and then the other Pikachu might have that invisible number, or might be a 0. But what that essentially means is that you can still train those 2 Pikachu to be high in attack, but that first Pikachu, he's gifted, he has the talent for attack, so that stat is capped much higher. That's due to these invisible numbers that you can't even see in the game, and you have to nowadays, they give you some tools to see it, but back in the day you basically had to do a bunch of investigating and some math, and I don't see a 3 or 4 or 5, 10, 15-year-old kid even doing that. I just don't see it happening. So my point with that whole big spiel is that it's like chess. It's got layers to it. It can be more complex, and that's really the tip of the iceberg. I just told you one thing. We still have effort values, breeding, egg moves, move tutor moves, abilities, natures. Man, there's a lot. There really is a lot. I can keep on going. but I'm not gonna bore you with that stuff. And that right there is like my main thing. That's my main argument for a game not being for kids. It's just how complex it can get. And this leads well into my next point. Think about the people who developed this game. Those numbers that I just told you about, they're not presented to us in the game directly, but the developers still decided to consciously make those numbers happen. They decided to go, yeah, we're gonna make it so that no two people who catch the same Pokemon are gonna have the same experience. And we're gonna make sure that there's a vast array of experiences you can have, even if you have 6 of the same Pokemon on your team. It'll be different every time. I genuinely feel like they did that with purpose, and it wasn't just like on a whim, like, oh yeah, maybe we want Pokemon to be different. I really feel like they were like, we could do something with that. And they did. They've added a bunch of items and abilities and all this other stuff that really does take advantage and exploit these deeper mechanics that, you know, your casual Pokemon player wouldn't really understand. So the intent of the game developers and the intent of the corporation that's selling the game, they clash. The game is being designed for everybody, but it's being marketed for, you know, a very small group of people. And so I guess those are all of my main points that I really wanted to get out of my head. Tell me what you guys thought in the comment section. Do you feel like I made some good points? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Talk to me. Talking to you guys is definitely like the funnest part about being a YouTuber. Oh, and since you made it this far into the video, I just wanted to thank you. It means a lot to me. And if you did, that probably means that you liked the video. So why not go ahead and hit like? And you should definitely subscribe for more Pokemon related content in the future. We also talk about a lot of different games and anime every week. So go ahead and do that. But anyways, I love you guys. See you in the next one. Peace.